Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trek YT here, or Nick, back at it again with another brand new base showcase. And in today's episode is a little bit special as it is for sort of a specific person. In one of, OhTekkers' recent videos, as you guys can probably tell by the title, I commented on the video saying, let me build one of your bases, and he actually replied saying, go ahead, make a base, and then tweet me it, or make a video on it. So I decided just to make a video on it, so that way you guys can see a possibility for making a one-person vault, as well as me just showing my opportunity, or my skill to OhTekkers at the same time. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into this. So since today's base is very small, and it's not supposed to be a claimed faction base, it's supposed to be a one-person vault, so it doesn't have to be overly big, and it really doesn't have any, dimensions that it has to really be constricted to, because it's just a one-person base and it's not claimed. So you could make this an organic shape rather than just fitting it into a square shape or rectangular, whatever somebody normally decides to claim their faction base is. So basically, I just had a bunch of chests. Now, since you don't really need to protect these chests, because if someone finds it, they're gonna get in the chest either way because it's not claimed. So over here you have basically most of your main storage. You have some chest over here, and chest over here, and then I threw an ender chest right here just to, have a little bit of a convenience, because I'm not actually sure if ender chests are allowed to be used on Psycho, but I just threw it in there because why not? So taking a step back of what it actually looks like from a detailed, artistic build, perspective, there's a lot of detail that goes into here. I know that the chests themselves aren't really detailed because that's just the functional portion, but I really wanted to try to make the area around it as detailed and as almost as many layers of depth that I could. So we have a very texturized ceiling up here, and then we also have all these different layers of depth. I try to use as many creative ways, as well as even using cauldrons to create this weird effect in the corner, and I think that the bottom of the cauldron looks really good when it's hanging down below. So you can almost intertwine that into a ceiling in some way, because it does have its own layers of depth, as well as I tried to put as many layers of depth up here as well, where I even had almost slabs back here just to create this little gap right here to create some sort of depth, so it just looks like it's more 3D and stuff like that. Now I know for a fact that you can't use anvils functionally on Psycho, so these are really just here for decorative pieces, but if they were able to be used, if you were using this space for a base not on Psycho, you could use these here in a functional way, as well as they're very creatively just tucked away and they look really cool, because I thought it would be better to try to mix it up rather than putting one of these blocks in or just any other block. So I think that's a very cool little way just to tuck it away right there, and if you wanted to, you could use it if you weren't on Psycho. Now stepping away from this main storage area here, we do have another set of storage over here. This could be another set of just drop chests or storage. I mean, I don't really know if OhTekkers really organizes stuff. From his videos I can tell he kind of just throws everything in a chest and he grabs it as needed, rather than sorting, this is where the chest plates go, this is where the helmets go, stuff like that. So really all this chest, you could just literally just throw whatever you want in it, and that's just basically how it is. So I had this little room over here because I wanted to try to focalize or make a very important area dedicated to Crumpet. So if you guys don't know who Crumpet, you guys may not all watch OhTekkers. Now I watch him occasionally, I do watch him from time to time. I used to be a diehard watcher when I used to play factions myself, but he has this animal over here, this dog, wolf, whatever you want to call it, named Crumpet, and he puts it in every single video, and he's kept it in every single video, sort of like how I have this enchanted dead bush in every single video, except he makes his more, personalized, because it's his almost pet in game, and he feeds it with beef every game. So I put two dispensers upside down so it has the same texture all around on the side, so you could just store some beef in here to feed Crumpet whenever he feels like it, like that. And he does that just about every single episode. So I tried to make this almost like a shrine or dedicated area towards Crumpet, because he is a very important piece in his episodes. Since I had this area over here that I really wanted to throw as much detail as I possibly could, try to throw in so many creative little areas of depth, again, just wherever there's a blank space, I try to fill it as best as possible, even though I do leave some blank spaces, because if I did too much detail, it would look over cluttered and it wouldn't look too good. So that's why I left the backlaying orange wall to match the color of Crumpet, but it basically just gives that almost template for me to just come over and just detail the crap out of everything around it. So that's just basically something that really keeps everything neutral, and then everything around all the detail is really what makes it come together. For those of you that also struggle with finding places to put detail or trying to find areas that need more detail, like you gotta really just think, if I detail this area, like pretend like you're building this in your own base. You have this entire area over here, which is pretty heavily detailed, a lot of layers of depth, have all these little little places where I tried to put as much stuff in. You also have to, counteract that with something that's a little less intense, so that way it doesn't look over cluttered. So in this area over here, I tried to make it pretty simplistic, just threw some bookshelves, a pot, just a little trap door right here to create another little interesting layer, and then that was really more of a bland area compared to stuff over here, just because I didn't want to overcrowd everything and really wanted to make everything look even. When you're building organically like this base is, it's very difficult to do ceilings that look good, so you really have to try to learn how to really make everything sort of flow. So if you can really tell, we have almost, look at this block right here, it all kind of flows in an upwards pattern all the way over to here. So that's something that I can't really teach, you really just gotta learn how to build with flow, and that's really what ends up making things look a lot better. So lastly, he does have a grinder in his base, so I decided that I would throw one in here as well. Since it's only a one-person base, it doesn't have to be an overly large grinder, so I have this area over here where it could be any sort of grinder, and this is just a way to kill them. They spawn in, they go down here, and they burn and die. So I don't know if he uses this for cows or anything, because this wouldn't work, because they do have to spawn on grass. But if this was an IG grinder, this would work perfectly. They could spawn in and fall down. Now, I don't know if this is too close right here to spawn them over here, but that's something that I guess he could work out. If he wanted to, he could throw these back a little farther to counteract that. But for the most part, this is just me trying to make a area kind of exposed and make it really look good at the same time as making it functional. So lastly, you do actually have to be able to collect all that stuff. So I have this ladder right here in the center, it's almost tucked away and it's not too important. Like, you can't, when you're walking around, you can tell that all this stuff is over here. So I tried to not use the stairway down, because I think the ladder really just makes it less, important looking, and that's what I was really kind of go for, trying to make it a little subtle. So down here is where you would collect it up. Now, I didn't have too much storage, because I figured you're not going to AFK here too long, because there's a possibility that someone could see your name tag and then your base is compromised if they do. So that's why I didn't add as much storage, because I don't know how often he would be here at his base, so you wouldn't need as much storage if you're not here as long. So this is just the area down here. Tried to again keep some very bland walls, but at the same time detail everything around it, add some layers of depth as well, and that's basically the entire base. So today's episode wasn't only, targeted toward OhTekkers. This is also me trying to show those out there that do only have a one-person faction and really don't want to be in a huge faction base and really just want to be on their own and stuff like that. So this is just me showing you guys the possibilities for doing something on your own, a little small vault or something, and how you can really, space management all this tiny little area and condense it, but make it really look pretty good at the same time, because I'm pretty sure this base at the same time, it really isn't that much bigger than maybe at its most probably 18 by 18. I could count, but it's not too big. I think the longest gap is from that wall to that wall, or from that wall over there to that wall over there, but it's still relatively small, so this could almost fit in a faction base if needed. But for the most part, it's just me really trying to show you guys how you can do really good things when you're just by yourself in factions. As always, guys, I really hope that you guys did enjoy today's episode. I really do enjoy these, because it's really just me building a really cool looking base for you guys and showcasing you guys, showing you guys some techniques that I use to build each individual build. And as always, guys, if you guys do enjoy it, drop that support down below. And as always, guys, again, I love you all. See you guys later. Peace out.